Welcome back, Fresh Coast fans. This is second bat rep in one day. We're over at Muggins' house in the garage. Again, celebrating the return of Brian from the deserts of Utah. Brian and Tau Forever Adam have a Mantis Warrior versus Blood Angels game going on over here. We'll keep an eye on that. But this is the one that's going to be capturing our attention for the most. We've got Muggins with his Tyranid Horde. First time I'm getting a chance to play against them. And I'd originally planned on taking my Eldar out for another spin, hoping for some better luck. But somehow between Gamer Sanctuary and Muggins' house, I managed to misplace my box that had all of my troop choices in it. No Dire Avengers, Guardians, or Scouts for me, so I had to switch over to my Marines for this one. This is going to be a pitch battle deployment with Big Guns Never Tire as the objective. Let's see if we got night fighting. Yep. We do have night fighting.
Turn 1.
Turn 1, yeah. There are 4 objectives. They're kind of all concentrated over here in this part of the board. And
so I would say no, but you could roll it.
that's pretty much it. So I'm going to take a look at the what I brought for my Star Phantoms, and then we'll see what Muggins has for his Tyranids. All right, this Star Phantoms force should look pretty familiar. It's basically the same exact force that Brian just played against me, with a couple slight alterations. The standard Dreadnought with multi-melt has been replaced with an Ironclad, still coming out of the drop pod. 200 killer missiles, heavy flamers, assault launchers, fully loaded. And the Terminator Librarian has been replaced with a Terminator Chaplain. And the Librarian himself is just a standard Librarian. Empowered armor, but he is an epistolary, so he does have the 2 powers, and he has Flame Breath and Life Leech. And it's going to be attached to the Tactical Squad and the Rhino. So let's see what Muggins brought for the Tyranid Horde. Alright, we're going to call this list. I have more Psychers than everybody else. There are a grand total of 4 on the table. Both Tervigons have their powers taken from the deck. The Winged Hive Tyrant as well has powers taken from the deck, as does the Swarm Lord. He has 4 powers, including invisibility, so he's going to be awful fun to try to shoot down. Well, we've got 2 Tervigons, a couple Gaunt Squads, some Hive Guard hiding out here.
2 Lictors in reserve.
Lictors in reserve. Like I said, the Winged Hive Tyrant, and the Swarm Lord, and a large Carnifex brood with, what are they, Devourers?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of shooty Carnifexes. 36 twin-link shots. It's going to be ridiculous. Fortunately, though, well, I guess there isn't really no fortunately. That's a lot of shots. Yeah, that's going to be nasty. And they also count as a scoring unit for this game, because that's part of this mission's parameters.
Points.
Yeah, it's we're going to see if Carnifexes can hold their own in 6th edition or not. So we'll tune back in after I get a chance to deploy my Marines, and I'll take my first turn.
This is like a wound for a vehicle.
Actually, Muggins has the first turn, so we'll just tune in after deployment, and then again after top of turn 1. My deployment's pretty simple because I do have 2 flyers and 2 drop pods. I've got the Contemptor Dreadnought hiding behind this large rock outcrop, and the Rhino hiding behind some trees. The whole stand is trees, the whole piece of felt. The Librarian and Attack Squad are in there, and everything else is going to come in from reserve. So let's see what we can bring down. All right, after the top of turn 1, we see the Tyranid Horde advancing. Everything just moved forward and then ran. No shooting at all. So we'll see what, if anything, I can do through the night fighting with my Contemptor's ridiculous number of shots. And Armor 13, immune to Devourers. I need some luck against Muggins. I haven't had the best track record lately. So I'll take anything I can get. See you after the bottom of turn 2. The Rhino advances through the woods and took a couple snapfire shots at the Hive Guard back there, and actually a crack missile managed to wound one of them. The Contemptor came out from around cover and shot up a whole bunch. I think he killed 7 Gaunts. And then the Ironclad Dreadnought deep struck down, hit with one of the crack missiles and the heavy flamer a couple times on the Hive Guard unit here. Killed one outright and put a wound on the last one. So he's Hive Guard with 1 wound. Didn't do anything to the Tervigon though.
You had 1 rending.
The rest of my stuff is still in reserve. So let's see what happens now in turn 2.
Can you see him? One guy's dead.
Top of turn 2, we see exactly what Tyranids are benefiting from the new Codex. Aside from the multitude of Psychers they can take, monsters creatures with their smash attacks are really nasty. The
Now,
Turvagon
I'm done with the shooting
and the Hive
phase. I'm
Guard,
gonna
turned around and assaulted the Ironclad Dreadnought after shooting it. Blew one of the arms off with shooting, and then assaulting it, managed to remove all the hull points from it. Did take 2 wounds in return in the process, slowly taking him down. Over here, flying monstrous creatures are ridiculous, especially Tyranid Hive Tyrants with 2 Twin-Link Devourers. That's 12 shots he put into the back of the Mortis Contemptor, and he blew it up. He exploded it.
We don't do anything else.
1 pen managed to get through. The rest didn't do a whole lot, other than removing hull points. But yeah, that's really all you needed was blowing it up. And it's a 360 arc of fire from a flying monstrous creature. Really makes all the difference. Over here, the Hive Guard advanced and blew up the Rhino, and the Tactical Squad jumped out. Lictors did nothing. So we'll see how the Space Marines can respond. Hopefully we get some flyers coming in from reserve and a second drop pod full of Marines. Alright, my Air Corps came on the table, and I was hoping the Storm Talon would be able to at least put on a couple wounds on the Winged Hive Tyrant, but he failed miserably. Didn't wound a single time. Both of the crack missiles missed, and the assault cannons, even though they all hit, failed to wound. The Cestus put a couple wounds on the Turvagon. The Carnifexes are invisible, so they made their cover safe, and killed a whole bunch of Gaunts. Still, we'll see if it's going to be worth its massive amount of points without something to pinball into. Meanwhile, back here, the Marine combat squads broke up. One came around the corner and took out one of the Hive Guard, and the other one came around here and shot at the Lictors, put a couple wounds on with shooting, and then assaulted in. Lictors took out 1 Marine and put 1 more wound on the Lictors, having failed to insta-kill one with a Power Fist. And that should be it. So let's move on to top of turn 3. Alright, top of turn 3, Hive Guard blew off the Stormbolter on the Rhino. Everything kind of advanced. The Turvagon here in the front actually got a wound back from the Endurance. The Hive Tyrant again, just his flying rampage around the board, managed to take out the Storm Talon. Glanced it to death, and it crashed. The combat between the Lictor and the combat squad ended with the Power Fist and the Librarian still alive, and the Lictors both dead. So thank you for some small victory over here. And things are not looking good for the Marines. We'll see what the Terminators coming out of the Cestus can do, and if I can get my second tactical squad in. Alright, this round might have completely dissuaded Mike from ever taking the Swarm Lord again. The Cestus went into hover mode so we could drop off the Terminators and they can assault. They assaulted into the Swarm Lord and his Hive Guard. Managed to do 3 wounds to the Swarm Lord, kill the Hive, or the Tyrant Guard, excuse me, and not take a single casualty in return. He challenged the Chaplain. The Chaplain just said no thanks. Was not able to participate in the combat, and Swarm Lord whiffed on all of his attacks. He only hit once, failed to wound. And then the Terminator struck back with a whole lot of Power Fist attacks. So a little bit of a bright spot. Otherwise, not a whole lot. The unit of Hive Guard that was there has been taken out by the Marines. And the rest of this Tyranid swarm is advancing towards the objectives. So I got to remember, this is an objective game. I need to get my eye back on the prize, I guess. Currently I'm holding 1, and Mike has the other 3. So we'll move on to the top of turn 4. Alright, here we are at the top of 4. This has just been a very interesting game. The MVP of the match, definitely the Winged Hive Tyrant, took out the Cestus assault ramp. Shot it in the back. It made a couple of the Jinx saves, but not the one that counted. The one penetrating hit that blew through the armor and exploded it. Combat here continues. I did 1 more wound to the Hive Tyrant, the Swarm Lord, excuse me. He made 1 feel no pain roll to stay in the game. Did manage to kill 3 more Terminators. And the Carnifexes are closing. So we will see what can happen. The bottom of 4, my drop pod with my last tactical squad will definitely come in this time. Alright, Mike is kind of rethinking his position earlier on the Swarm Lord after he takes out another 4 Terminators this turn. The re-rolling invulnerable saves really sucks. And so does being able to put Feel No Pain on your Swarm Lord from Endurance. Tactical squad came on, scattered way too far. Managed to put a wound on the Carnifex Brood, and that's about it. I think I killed out 1 Termigan over here with fire from my tactical marines. Things are not looking good. again, yet again, it seems to be the phrase I use a lot lately. Things aren't looking good for me. But hey, you know what? Sometimes that's the way the game works. We'll come back top of turn 5. As if the Swarm Lord needed some help, the Carnifexes came in and helped him polish off the rest of the Terminators. The Swarm Lord took out the Chaplain with no problem, and the Carnifexes hit the Terminators. I did 1 wound in return because I can't hit. I just can't roll anything other than 2s today. So yeah, that was not very good. It's again looking very bleak at the moment. I don't have. I have, I think, 2 single points. Yeah, I have 2 victory points. One for the objective and 1 here, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for killing my commander. So we're gonna play just the bottom of turn 5 to see how it happens, and then call it after that. All right, bottom of 5. We're gonna call the game. Made one last valiant effort to try to kill the Swarm Lord. I took another wound off him with a Melt-A-Gun and assaulted in. He failed to kill any of the Marines, but they're going to die. They're going to die in combat. Swarm Lord actually, yeah, he whiffed again just like he did the first round of combat, and I did nothing. As it stands, score is Marines have 1 objective and 1 unit in deployment zone. It's for 2 points. Tyranids have 1, 2, 3 objectives. Had killed the HQs. Oh yeah, the Librarian blew his brains out with Perils of the Warp, trying to life leech the Swarm Lord, and whiffed on both hits. So yeah, I'm just not having a good week in 40k, I guess. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 for killing my commander, and 5 for having unit in my deployment zone. Yeah, my birthday is still just sucking as far as 40k goes. Yep. So yeah, 5 to I lose this one 5 to 2. I lose to Brian 4-0 earlier today, and also lose a case of all my troop choices for my Eldar. I am just not having a very happy birthday. So wish me well in the comment section if you would, and I will see you guys next time.